Hot Toys just announced another John Wick figure. As John Wick says, I'm thinking I'm back. Hot Toys is saying, I'm thinking we're back with another John Wick Hot Toys announcement, this time limited to 2,000 pieces, and this time it's an artisan. And it's not from the mainline John Wick movies, which is John Wick 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3, Chapter 4. This is from Ballerina, which he was in for about 5 minutes. So again, I'm being a bit sarcastic here because we're getting so many John Wicks. I'm absolutely shocked, but not surprised. And the only thing I'm shocked by is that we're getting this one limited to 2,000 pieces, which the only reason it shocks me is because I think this one sells out extremely fast. I mean, look, I think that there's options for people. If you've had another John Wick, do you really want this other John Wick? And that's what we're going to try to figure out by the end of this video. Is we're going to take a look at all these promotional photos, and we're going to try to figure out, like, what is the essential John Wick figure? Because there's so many of them. And if you're going to go by how good one looks or your favorite movie, we're just got to get to the bottom of it, because I'm somebody who owns the John Wick Chapter 4 figure. And I'll be honest with you, some of these other ones look a little bit better to me, but we're going to get to the bottom of it in this video. So let's take a look at this first John Wick here. And I really like the way this looks, and I hate to admit it, because this is limited to 2,000. This is artisan. This is designed to get that FOMO kicking in. It's designed to get that collector side of you thinking, if I'm going to have one John Wick, I want to have the most rare one. And this one's limited to 2,000 pieces. Look at that beautiful Keanu Reeves head sculpt. And I can't help but think, if we got the Keanu Reeves head sculpt Hot Toys, I know it's easier just to kind of make more John Wicks. I get it. But can we get some more characters? Can we get a Johnny Utah from Point Break? Do we have the license for his likeness in that movie? Can we get more Matrix figures? I would love to get every iteration of Neo in the Matrix. And what's really cool about the Matrix trilogy, or the Matrix films, because they ended up making a fourth one, is that he has a different look in almost all of those. And there's different versions of that. What's interesting about John Wick as a character is he really only has the one look. Yes, he does some different stuff with his hair. He has some different weapons in each movie, but primarily he's basically wearing a suit. And so that's what I just found really fascinating about this. If you're going to have a bunch of John Wicks on your display, are they different enough to have a place? If you say you're the biggest John Wick fan, you want every single one. Can you really decipher between John Wick Chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4? You probably can if you're a huge fan, but when you're looking on the shelf, it's just going to look like a lot of Keanu Reeves at a rehearsal dinner. You know what I mean? So let's jump into it. The thing is, this looks great from this first picture. I mean, let's be honest. This looks great. And that's the thing. I think that this head sculpt looks amazing. I think that the artisan hair looks great. They announced that John Wick Chapter 2. We'll take a look at this right now. Or this is John Wick Chapter 4, excuse me. This is the standard sculpt. This is the one I have. I have this one with the sculpted hair. This is a really good figure. This looks great. He looks like John Wick. I mean, this is a great figure. These are actually the blogger photos from this, and you can see how good that sculpted hair looks in this. So tell me, this as opposed to this, can you tell a big difference? And let's take a look at the, again, these are blogger photos. These are finished photos. This is what the figure ended up looking like. These are just promotional, so keep that in mind. I can already tell, though, that we get a little bit more full in the face here. And what we have to understand, too, is that this character does look a little bit different probably in his facial features in Ballerina as opposed to John Wick Chapter 4. So there's some stuff there. But again, when you're talking about which one you want to have on your shelf, if you were to pick like the definitive John Wick figure, you got to really think about which one you're going to go with. Now, I do love the black on black hair, the black tie with the black suit with the black undershirt. I just think it makes him look like, the boogeyman. I just think it makes him look like even more stealth, even more badass. So again, even though this is from Ballerina, even though this is limited to 2,000 pieces, Hot Toys knows what they're doing. They're making this very appealing for people that already have a John Wick figure like myself and say, you know what? I know that one's really good, but this one is great. This one is one that you got to have because we got all these different ones, and we got to make it somewhat appealing, and that's where the 2,000 pieces come in. I think more people are going to be excited about the hairstyle with the artisan, because there was a lot of complaints with that John Wick Chapter 2 figure, and we're going to look at it right here. And, well, I don't even have the framing right, but let's zoom in. You can see the hairstyle here with the John Wick Chapter 2 figure. This is artisan, and it's just the gelled back look. Now, look, I think that the John Wick Chapter 2 look is awesome. I love it, and John Wick Chapter 2 is my favorite in the franchise. But I've held off on getting this figure because I didn't really know if I wanted to get the artisan version of this. Now, they have other versions of this with the sculpted hair that I'm definitely thinking about getting, but at least with this one, this is a different look than what we got with John Wick Chapter 4. Now, again, say you have John Wick Chapter 4 and you go back over here to John Wick from Ballerina. The artisan hair is a selling point because you can say like, well, I already got one that kind of looks like that. The black on black, the artisan hair. Again, Hot Toys is a very smart company. They know what they're doing. We might get frustrated with why we have so many of the same character. They know what they're doing. They know this 2000 is going to sell. I mean, it's Keanu Reeves likeness. I think less and less people are pre-ordering stuff, but I think with a 2000 limited, even for a character that we've already gotten multiple times, I just think that this one sells very fast. I really do. So we can kind of look at it here. The body proportions look great. The tailoring, again, Hot Toys, man, incredible with their tailoring, with their suits. Get a ton of articulation here. You get the, you can see a little bit of the base here with the snow and stuff like that, which is really cool. If you've seen the movie Ballerina, a lot of different aesthetically snow. I was going to say snow levels. I'm on the video games right now. Just snow, set pieces and stuff like that. And you kind of keep going and you can kind of see, I mean, look, he's going to have like 12 interchangeable hands from what I understand from what they said. This looks really good. I mean, there's no doubt about it. We're not looking at these pictures just to like say, hey, why are they even announced? I mean, we know why they're selling it. This looks great. They made it look incredible. And that's not the problem. The problem is if you already have a John Wick, do you still get this, or do you just hold off and say, you know what, I can't? Do you really want to have John Wick from every single movie, including Ballerina? And if the answer is yes, and you want to have 5 John Wicks side by side, then that's awesome. This is an easy decision for you, and I hope you're able to get the 2000 limited pieces, or one of the 2000 limited pieces. But this looks great, and I think that the thing that I'm noticing right off the bat, the skin tone, the fullness of the face, the articulation in the elbows looks really good. But again, the reason I'm kind of just going through this kind of fast is because we've pretty much seen this. I mean, if we go back over and we look at the blogger photos here, we can kind of see that we get the same thing here. Here he is with Kane. We get the same thing here. I mean, yes, it's a white shirt. It's not the black on black. Little bit of a different, little bit more, slimmer face here. The hair is a little bit, you got the sculpted hair, so it's got a little bit of that spaghetti problem. But this one had interchangeable hair pieces. And this one's got different weapons. But again, you can kind of see that all these John Wicks have really good articulation. All these John Wicks have really good, face sculpt and sculpt work here. And again, you just kind of look at these finished blogger photos from John Wick Chapter 4 and this one. And the reason I'm comparing these two is because I can see a world where you definitely would want the John Wick Chapter 2. Because if we swing back over to the John Wick Chapter 2, we get the battle damaged face. We get the slick back hair. This is a style of character. Even if you have that 1.0, there's enough improvements here to warrant, I think, getting this figure. And for me, it's like, this is a no-brainer for me. I'm definitely getting the John Wick Chapter 2. I'm not going for the artisan on this one. I'm going for the sculpted. But it makes sense to have John Wick Chapter 2 and John Wick Chapter 4 to me. I'm not sure about John Wick Chapter 4 in this one. And that's where I'm kind of in a dilemma. Because I have the John Wick Chapter 4, but it's not artisan hair. And this one does look incredible. I mean, look, two things can be true at the same time. Was this a necessary release? Absolutely not. Does this look absolutely phenomenal? It does. Okay, there's nothing wrong with this figure. This looks like a fantastic figure. And if you're somebody who doesn't have a John Wick, this could definitely be the version you want. My thing is this: he has a great scene in Ballerina, but it's not a John Wick movie. So you have to kind of weigh out what you want. You got to have to weigh out, like, what is it that you're really wanting? Are you wanting your favorite version of the character? Are you wanting the character that represents your favorite movie in the franchise? Or are you wanting just the best looking figure? And we can't tell until the full versions come out. But this prototype, I mean, you can't ask for much better than this. I mean, this sculpt work is incredible. The fullness of the face looks great. I think the beard looks really good. That hair looks amazing. There's just nothing really wrong with this figure, and it's got the wool hair. So you have to really just figure out what kind of collector you are, like how important is this character to you. But that's what I always say, like the 2000 pieces is definitely going to be appealing to a lot of people, definitely appealing to a lot of collectors. This is definitely a limited release. And look, these don't really bother me too much, to be totally honest with you. This is not the only John Wick we're getting, but this will be the only John Wick from Ballerina we get. I don't want to guarantee it because it's just, you never know, but I don't see us getting a standard version of this character whatsoever. You can kind of see the base right here, specially designed magnetic base. So there's another selling point right there with the magnetic base. You got no crotch grabber or nothing like that. So that's definitely going to be appealing. But again, this is going to retail. The John Wick Chapter 2 one, that one goes for, that one's up on pre-order. I mean, it's waitlist, but it's around like $400, and that's before shipping, fees, all the different stuff. This one's going to come in right around the same thing, maybe even a little bit more, because the hair is even more like artisan-y, you could say, because it's not just gelled back. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments. What do you think about this announcement? I mean, to me, these don't bother me. I never get bothered by the limited. I only get bothered when it's limited and it's the only way to get that specific version of the character. And yes, this is the only way you can get this specific version of the character, but there is other John Wicks. There is other options for you, sculpted and artisan alike, where you can maybe jump on and get it. This one is not going to be bought by me. I just personally, I already have the John Wick Chapter 4. I'm getting the John Wick Chapter 2. Those are the only John Wicks I want. And the only reason I'm getting the John Wick Chapter 2 is because that's my favorite one, and I should have just waited. But the Chapter 4 one looks so good. And the only thing I'm telling myself is like, well, one's long hair and one's gelled back hair and battle damage, so that's where I'm going to leave it. One John Wick, even though it's an incredible character, I just think one John Wick is enough to have on your shelf, because there's just not much variance in his costume. But then again, a lot of people just want to be a completionist and get as many as possible. I totally understand that too. So it's really up to you how you want to collect. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this announcement. If you plan on picking this John Wick Artisan Edition up from Ballerina, let me know what you think about it. And I can just tell you that it looks amazing, but I'm still going to pass on it, and I'm still not really interested in it. I'm happy with the ones that I have. I'm happy with the John Wick Chapter 2 that's up on pre-order right now. And for me, the essential version of the character, even though I think you got to have the long flowing hair, I just think the John Wick Chapter 2 version of the character is like the one version that I would probably personally want, that really showcases that character. That's just me, though. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Definitely want to hear from you. Definitely hit that thumbs up button on your way. It really helps out the video reach more people. Hit the subscribe button if you want to stick around even longer and watch more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.